In this video, we are going to be breaking down our top 10 Facebook advertising tips of the year for landing clients if you have a tiny $5 per day ad budget. We're going to show you which campaigns to run first. We are going to show you our top winning Facebook ads. We're going to show you what to do with your images, how to use AI, how to use Canva, how to get your campaign started, all of the above. This was a live workshop. This is the recording. Hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to fast forward, rewind, and watch again, and go ahead and take massive action. Let's go ahead and dive in to what is really working right now. And so first thing I'm going to share with everyone is what most people do with Facebook ads, Instagram ads. All right. If you don't understand some of these concepts, that's okay. Being exposed to them will help you understand a bit more. But most people, they run these types of campaigns with their Facebook ads. They run a video views campaign, which the objective is to rack up as many views on a video as possible. They might run a lead generation campaign. That's to a freebie, a PDF, a download, something of the sorts. We've all probably heard of video sales letters. Get somebody to watch a 10-minute video from you. Pre-recorded webinars. Otherwise, a lot of us are doing a lot of organic marketing. We're trying to churn out as much content as possible, which can be exhausting. It does work. By the way, all of these strategies do work. They can work. I'm going to share with you why I prefer a different methodology. So there's folks out there that are working to do 5 reels a day on Instagram. They're trying to go viral. What's really popular right now is like the 10-step funnel, which might actually have 8 or 9 upsells in it after the first core offer. Those are normally low ticket funnels. So all of those things can work. It's just a lot of work. And I prefer something a little bit more simple. And so what we are doing is taking a tiny ad budget. Again, you can start with $3 a day. You can start with $5 a day. But all we are doing is running ads and saying, come to our workshop. All right. So strategy number 1 in your cheat sheet, and I'm going to make sure everybody is muted. Please make sure you're muted if you don't have something to say. Strategy number 1 is your actual funnel. So as we go back to the cheat sheet here, strategy number 1 is choosing the easiest and most proficient funnel for which you run your ads to. For us, what we've been doing for 5+ years with nothing changed and everything is working exceptionally well, even better today because the industry is doing something completely different, is we are literally running ads to a workshop. You might be here on this workshop because you saw an ad and then you came to the workshop, or you're catching the replay, but it's always ad to workshop. The other thing that I'm going to share that's important about this concept is if you are brand new to advertising, the first workshop you should run should be a free workshop. Afterwards, charge for your workshops. We switch back and forth. I do a free workshop and then I do a paid workshop. Free workshop, paid workshop, free workshop, paid workshop. You can convert massively from a free workshop. As a matter of fact, timing wise, the Hermosis just did $105 million in like 2 or 3 days from a free workshop. All right. And they were selling initially a low ticket product, which was like a $37 book. All right. So you can have a low ticket product. It can be a free workshop. If I don't know what other additional proof we would need that this is the model and funnel to run, considering the biggest names in the industry just did 105 million in a weekend doing ad to live workshop. There's a reason they chose that funnel. It produces the highest conversions. That's what I want for you guys, the highest conversions. All right, so we don't need a 10-step funnel. We don't need 8 upsells. If you have upsells, fantastic. Keep the actual core funnel simple. Add to workshop. And we will talk about why this works super well. But again, beyond just industry names, we see a lot of very, very big software companies that have a valuation of billions of dollars, such as HubSpot and ClickUp. This is the model they run. They run 30-minute demo workshops for their product and service. And then they go, hey, do you want this? And they make their offer. So they add a lot of value. They demonstrate the features. Then they go, do you want this? All right. And so the reason this works, the biggest factor of why your funnel should be add to workshop. All right. And by the way, you can repackage your workshop after you've done it live. It can become a standalone product if you want, but live always will convert better than pre-recorded. And the biggest reason why this converts is time with you prior to sale. All right. Time with you prior to sale. The more you can get your audience to spend time with you, all right, the the faster they will become a client. That is the number one factor of conversions is time with you prior to sale. I always like that metaphor of dating and relationships. You're probably more comfortable saying yes to marriage or offering up marriage or moving in together the more dates you have had. And you can either spread those dates out across several years, or you can spend a lot of time together very, very quickly and feel very comfortable with each other faster. So your goal as a business owner, entrepreneur, marketer, agency owner, coach, or consultant is to ask yourself, how can I get my audience to spend more time with me in a shorter window so that they can be confident to say, oh, I found my person, I found my agency, I found my coach. You have a lot of options of how you do that, but the easiest way to do that is literally just go. Let me grab my pen here, but the easiest way to do that is just to go like this. Add, right? And we could have this complicated funnel. We could say, join our community. We could ask them, subscribe to me on YouTube. We could do a million things. But if you literally just go add to workshop, if that workshop is 30 minutes or 60 minutes, you are almost guaranteeing that somebody is going to spend 30 or 60 minutes with you immediately. All right. So this literally is how you take up somebody from cold to sold fast. Is it's like, let's just get rid of all the, I need to go viral. I need to do 1,000 TikTok reels, all of that stuff that could take you months or years to produce, and just go, you know what? I'm just going to go add to workshop. I'm going to meet with them, going to build a relationship, going to add value, going to answer their questions. And then I'm going to make them an offer and say, hey, would you like more of this? It's really that simple. And the reason is that you build trust very fast on a workshop. Likability goes up. Mute somebody there. Just make sure you're muted, please. Appreciate it. Trust, likability goes up much faster on a workshop. These are things that we're aiming to do. You want to show how your methodology is different. Very interesting concept here. I'm going to ask this question rhetorically for all of you guys to help you out. This is more about your offer. You have to be able to answer as a business owner, how are you different than the competitor? You have to be able to answer that. It is okay if you can't answer that right now. If you can't answer that right now, grab a piece of paper and go, oh my gosh, how am I different? So you remember to come back to that. The reason is that you are the expert. You're either the coach, consultant, or agency owner. If you are struggling to answer that question right now, your audience cannot answer that question for you. And if they go, I don't know how he or she is different, then they are looking at other options. That's just the way it works. They need to know that you have a special pizza sauce, you have lower prices, you have more selection, you offer a service no one else does, you're local. That's a way that you can differentiate yourself. Hey, I'm local to the area. I understand the city, the economy, where we're located, what we're doing marketing-wise in the town. You have to be able to answer, how are you different? That is really, really big to advertising success. It's also very big to all of your marketing success. So make sure you can answer that one. Workshops allow you to provide relevance and understanding to your audience to get to know them a little bit more. Very first thing I did here today was ask everybody, can you type in the chat box what industry and niche you are in? I'm looking for an insight. Where is my audience at? What do they specialize in? Allows me to create a more hands-on experience with relevant examples for you all today. But it also gives me feedback so that in my marketing, I can go, okay, I know a chunk of my audience works with local businesses. I know these other guys tend to specialize in this. So workshops are going to give you a lot of feedback that you can use otherwise. And ultimately, workshops allow you to do this. Take somebody from stranger to friend very quickly. All right, what is the difference between a stranger and a friend? Well, normally, somebody starts off as a stranger and then you start spending time with them, and pretty soon you start calling them a friend if you both enjoy spending time together. Workshop is this bridge. It allows you to take somebody from stranger, prospective client, to client very, very, very quickly. All right. And so that is strategy number one, is your funnel. Let's keep it simple. It's proof. Hormozis have a million options of which funnel they could have run. They ran the workshop funnel for $105 million in a weekend very recently. It works, guys. And very few people in the industry are doing that campaign. All right, strategy number 2. Let's hop on over to the cheat sheet. And what I will do again, because we've had a few more folks just join us. If you're just joining us, cheat sheet is in the chat box. And otherwise, if you're catching the replay, it will be down below. Strategy number 2, the first ad campaign I recommend you run, and by the way, I recommend everybody always run one of these campaigns, even if you are an experienced advertiser, is going to be what is called a messenger campaign. All right, now with a messenger campaign, let me share with you guys what this looks like. A messenger campaign, you're going to have your Facebook ad here, and when somebody sees and clicks on your ad, it will open up Facebook or Instagram Messenger for them. All right, this is a way for you to have conversations with a potential customer or client every single day with a tiny budget. It's like you just gave them your cell phone number, and now they can text you on Facebook or text you on Instagram. Your phone's going to buzz. Hey, Sarah just messaged me this. There's no funnel required for this, which is really, really cool. All right, you don't need to be technical. You don't need to have ClickFunnels or go high level or anything else. You literally, it's just Facebook ad, right to Messenger, and now you're chatting with a prospect. This is an amazing campaign because you can literally launch this today with $5 budget. And when somebody sees and likes your advertisement might say, hey, local business owners in San Diego, let me show you my new AI solution that will grow your customer base. You can have a very simple ad, and you can just say, hey, message me if you want details. Message me if you want a workshop demo. And people will message you, and you're conversating with them, and you can invite them to Zoom. You can invite them to a call. You have a lot of options. Again, I recommend you invite them to a workshop, but you have a lot of options, and there's no funnel, there's no tech, there's no sales page copy, there's no automations. It's literally just add to message me. Let's chat about it. Very simple to set up, works extremely well. Dino, why does it work so well? It works super well because most advertisers do not choose that campaign objective. And as customers and buyers, when we have questions, we like to have our questions answered before we buy, right? We go to an e-commerce website. We need a plumber. We go to their website. We see the live chat in the corner, and we go, oh, good. I need to know, do you service my area? Can you make it out to my neighborhood? Are you available this Saturday? Because I'm busy during the week. We have questions before we even want to call them, before we want to book an appointment, before we want pricing. We have that burning question that we need answered as the consumer before we even contact the service provider. That's why live chat is on websites today. Messenger campaigns, that is an iteration of live chat. You're giving somebody direct access to message you and say, hey, can you help me out if I'm a local business owner? I'm a dentist. Do you work with dentists? They're going to have that question before they even want to book a sales call with you. And then when you say, yeah, we can work with dentists, now they're willing to book the sales call. So you're getting rid of the friction that people have by answering questions so they can move forward, so they can feel comfortable getting on a sales call with you, so they can ask for pricing, so they can take the next step. That's what a messenger campaign does. And again, you don't need a funnel. So strategy number 2, run these messenger campaigns. In a moment here, I'm going to share with you how easy it is to set up one of these campaigns. I will do it live in my ads manager account. All right. And with a messenger campaign, later on, you can get more sophisticated and run what's called a conversion campaign. In a conversion campaign, you will have your Facebook ad, either on, it could be Facebook or Instagram, and you'll probably then have a funnel. All right, so once you're a little bit more advanced, you might decide, I want to build a funnel. I feel good with my copywriting skills. I'm going to make this more proficient. But until you are there, run messenger campaigns, because you will literally close clients and customers just answering questions. That's all people are looking for, is like, is there any customer support anywhere in the world? If you demonstrate, yeah, I'm here to answer questions, you don't even have to be great at sales. You're just going to answer questions. They'll say, this sounds great. How do we move forward? Little quick bonus tip. Run a messenger campaign until you have 30 leads. That's kind of a terrible scribble, but 30 leads. What's great about these messenger campaigns? They will be inside of Facebook for you. You would open up your inbox, you would see 30 conversations with 30 prospects. That does not disappear. So you can follow up with them a week from now, 2 weeks from now. They might say, hey, I'm going away on vacation, but I want to talk to you about your marketing services, about your mindset coaching, about your consulting, about your agency stuff. When I get back, you can follow up with them. They're waiting for you in your phone inside the Facebook or Instagram Messenger app. But run the messenger campaign until you have 30 conversions. All right. And if you want to get more sophisticated afterwards and use an actual funnel, then move into what is called a conversion campaign that you would run with a marketing funnel. And what will happen is your conversion campaign will perform much easier because you'll already have 30 warm prospects. All right. Facebook likes that type of data. All right. So with all that said, let me go ahead and pull up my ads manager here. I see we have Todd in the building. I'm going to mute you for a moment here, bud. All right, so I'm here in my ads manager account. We have ads running live. You guys might be here from one of our ads. And I just want to demonstrate with everyone here, literally on the spot, how you can spend 5 to 10 minutes and have a messenger campaign live. All right, if you're in your ads manager account, I'm going to click on create. It's going to give you all these campaign options. All right, I am just choosing traffic. The reason I'm choosing traffic is it's telling us down here, this campaign is good for Messenger and Instagram and WhatsApp. If you want people DMing you, like potential clients, customers DMing you, this is a great campaign for that. So I'm just going to push continue. I always like manual setup. That gives you more control over who you advertise to. So we're going to choose manual. I like campaign budget. I would change this if I'm just starting to $5 a day. Now, a couple things I want to share very quickly before I continue on is that you might be sitting there like, Dino, I get it, $5 a day. I should have the budget. Maybe you're like, I don't have the budget. The great thing about these campaigns is you can flip them on and off. Think of advertising like a water faucet. You get to turn it on and off. You decide when the water comes out. All right. There's always going to be different seasons of the year where it makes more sense to advertise. All right. At the time of this recording, we're entering the holiday season. Perfect time to advertise. People tend to buy more in Q4. Start of the year, great time to advertise. Right before spring and fall, great time to advertise. So it doesn't matter when you're watching this as a recording or anything else. You know that you're not committing to a lifetime sentence of running ads. You're saying, hey, I'm going to run ads for 7 days. I want to build up 30, 40 prospective client conversations. I want to invite them to a workshop, or I want to tell them about my new AI services or whatever it is you have to offer. Does that make sense so far, guys? You are in control. Pretty cool, because you also get to control how fast you grow with advertisements. All right. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But I'm going to say, hey, $5 per day budget. And everything else here looks good. So I'm just going to click next in the bottom right corner. All right, we are now at the ad set level. Just think of this as targeting. So if I was a San Diego marketing agency, I might just say, hey, I'm targeting the San Diego market. This is, you could type in the month. This is September. And you're kind of letting yourself know who you're targeting. And I'm also going to say I'm targeting a lookalike audience. All right, so lookalike audience, I am literally going to tell Facebook, hey, here's a list of my current clients. Go find me a million other people like them. That's what a lookalike audience is. You upload your email list. You upload your followers on Instagram or your followers on Facebook. You can do, those are all options. You upload your website traffic. You can do that. And then you can tell Facebook and Instagram, find me a million other potential customers just like them. So here we're at the targeting level, and it's going to ask me right here, where are we sending this traffic? You want to choose message destinations. Remember, this is a messenger campaign. So I just clicked on message destination, and I get to decide right here. Is this only on Facebook, or do we want this on Facebook and Instagram? I'm going to choose Facebook and Instagram. So I'm going to check mark both. But I'm telling Facebook, I don't have a funnel. Send me private messages from people, from potential customers who have questions. That's what we're telling Facebook right here. So message destination, Facebook and Instagram. It's going to ask, when do I want to schedule this out for later in the month? Do I want to run it right now? We're just going to say, have it run right now. It's going to ask you locations. All right. So this is where you can get into all of your targeting. And you might say US, maybe you're in a different country, or maybe you have prospects in a different country, or maybe you are a local agency and you say, I only want to target people in Phoenix, Arizona. You have all of your options there. And you can click right here to show more options if you want to target by age range. I know some of you guys work with clientele in a specific demographic, or they speak a specific language. We're not going to go through all of those minute things, but just know this is where you would set all of this up. And again, this is where you would switch to choosing that you want to run these ads to a lookalike audience. All right, so if you're familiar with that, what that is again, that is just you telling Facebook, go find me more customers that look like my current customers. All right, so not going to run through all that. You get to set all that up. All right, and I'm going to now click on next. All right, we're going to leave this as is. All right, now we are at the create your Facebook ad, your Instagram ad level. All right, so I always like to label my ads based upon what the ad is. So this might be September workshop invite. This could be new AI service special. This could be regulate your nervous system workshop, whatever your space is. And it's going to say create ad. I'm going to uncheck this. We just want a single image or single video advertisement. All right, now, right here's where we upload our image. I'm going to go ahead and choose an image that I already have. And I'm going to go ahead and upload one. You can upload one from your desktop like this. So you would already have your images on your desktop, or you can choose one that's already uploaded. And it's just going to share with you, hey, this is what your Facebook and Instagram ads are going to look like. Now, here's a quick side tip for everyone. I always recommend square image ads. I build them in Canva. I will share with you guys here today how to build in just a matter of seconds these very simple ads in Canva. I think we're all probably familiar with that free tool, Canva, graphic design tool. All of my ads are built in Canva. They're not special. I'm not a graphic designer. Most of them are fairly, I would say, ugly. But here, it's going to, if you have a square image, it might ask you, do you want to fill up all the space? I always keep everything on original. It will auto fill in the space for you. All right, so we can just square image. It's showing you the preview. I'm going to click next. Now here it asks you, what is your primary text? What do you want to say in your advertisement? All right, so what I'm going to do is I am just going to go grab our advertising text. All right, if you guys are inside of our Ads Lab program, we give you the advertising text. You just switch it out for your industry. So this is like a sample of one piece of advertising text. And I'm going to say, this is my Facebook ad text. All right, your headline, I'm going to say run $5 a day Facebook ads to get clients. All right, whatever your main headline is or what the main offer is. I'm going to click next. This is important. Skip all of this, at least at this point in time. All right, so Facebook is going to recommend to you that it's going to say, hey, look at all these different other graphics that we can run as Facebook ads on your behalf. They're all generated by AI. I think all of these look absolutely terrible. They're all naturally stock photos. I always recommend to clients never use stock imagery. in your ads. Never, not even on a landing page. We've all seen these graphics before. I start to recognize the people in these stock images. They're almost celebrities now. So it loses its wholesomeness, so to speak. So better to just have a terrible selfie of yourself as the ad because it's authentic. People trust what looks authentic. They don't want it to scream advertisement. Most of these to me scream advertisement. All right, so skip all this. And so be on the bottom right, skip and continue. This is very important here for any of our advertisers, or if you're new to advertising, automatically Facebook is going to and try to enhance your advertisements. All right, right here on the right at the top, it says other active enhancements. You want to click on that. They have auto turned on all of these features. All right, and I will tell you, not all these features are great for you as an advertiser. All right, so you can keep the overlays on. The ad music, I tend to turn off. All right, they randomly select music for you. And sometimes the music is terrible. So I just turn off the music so somebody can focus on my advertisement. The other one that I highly recommend everybody always turn off is text improvements. What does text improvements mean? It means they're going to use AI to jumble up what you have copywritten, and they're going to try to come up with their own thing to say for you. They don't know your business. They don't know what your workshop is about. They don't know what you're trying to do, but they're going to try to guess and write your ad copy for you. We don't want that. Let's keep the advertisement in your control. You're the copywriter, you're the expert, you're the agency coach or consultant. So make sure you turn off text improvements. We're saying, nope, you cannot try to improve what I have copy written for my ad. All right, so everything else can essentially stay, but just make sure you always turn off. I like to turn off ad music and definitely turn off text improvements. Then you're going to click done. So basically right here at this point in time, you have created a Facebook and Instagram ad. All right. I maybe went a few minutes slower than what you could do this on your own because I'm trying to explain the concept as I go. But if I push publish, this advertisement goes live. That's all it took. We get the demonstration on the right. We can see if I were to, let me see if I can zoom in. Try to zoom in for you guys a little bit. Here we go. So if I zoom in, we get to see a demo of the advertisement. I pasted in my ad copy. Here's my ad itself. And you can see the button says send message. So in other words, we're not sending people to a funnel. Remember, this is a messenger campaign. They're going to see your ad, and their only option is to send you a message. All right, that's what we want. We want our phone buzzing with potential customers and clients asking us questions about our products and services. All right, so that's all that it is to launch messenger campaigns. It's super easy. You can do it in about 10 or 15 minutes because you don't need to build a funnel. It's literally like the actual ad I used there. I just go into Canva. This is the ad. And so I'm in here in Canva. We have all these templates, and you can duplicate the template and change out your offer and what you say in the ad. And you would change out your name and have your photo. But that is your Facebook and Instagram ad. And I'm going to speak to in a moment why these types of ads are doing so well right now. All right. And so this is going to lead us into strategy number 3 is, again, this is all in Canva. Sometimes I change the background color. Sometimes there's a video background. We'll talk more about those as well, but it doesn't have to be fancy. What people want are their problems solved. So if you're just very direct on what you have to offer, hey, I have a free workshop. I'm going to teach you how to meditate. Hey, I have a free workshop. I'm going to teach you how to lose 5 pounds in 7 days. Hey, I have a free workshop. I'm going to show you how, as a local business, you can use AI to get new customers if you're an agency owner. Just super direct. Here's what I got. Who wants it? These do extremely, extremely well for your initial campaigns. All right, so that was strategy number 2. Run those messenger campaigns. You don't need ClickFunnels. You don't need to go high level initially. You don't need to spend months and months, if not years, trying to learn the technology there. Add to messenger, add to conversation. talk with more people, you'll probably land more clients. A very simple concept. All right, which leads us to strategy number 3, which is text-based Facebook ads. We just went through this one. I just created this exact advertisement live for you. All right, why are these text-based ads working so well? And more importantly, when do you use them? All right, and so let's cover this. First off, text-based advertisements. All right, these should be the very first advertisements you run. When you have been running ads for months or even years, then now you can start getting fancy with your ads. Have these be the first ads that you run. Just say, this is my offer. Do you want it? Do you want to see a demo of how this works? That's the very last line down here. All right, right here. Do you want a demo? Do you want to come to a free workshop? It's very direct, very simple. The reason you want these to be your first Facebook ads is that you're either going to get a yes, Dino, I want a demo of this, or people are going to ignore your ad, which is a no, Dino, I'm not interested. I'm not trying to learn Facebook ads. I'm not trying to do workshops. So it's either a yes or no, because they're not distracted by a dancing cat on the screen. They're not distracted by you in a costume trying to keep their attention. It's like, hey, I can teach you AI. Hey, I can teach you a meditation. Hey, I can teach you how to lose weight. Hey, I can help you in your relationship if you're a dating coach. It's just direct. So people either say yes or no. And that's what you want as a new advertiser, is you just want the people that are ready to say yes. And again, we're talking about this works really well with a small budget. If you're spending $5, $10, $15 a day, that's a small advertising budget. And so there's going to be plenty of people out there that are ready to say yes. There are so many people out there right now that want to buy your stuff. They are looking for you. They just cannot find you. And maybe your competitors are advertising, so they're going to your competitors first. Maybe your competitors have better social media marketing, and so they're just paying attention to that. But once you have a big, massive budget, you have to change your strategy. You have to be a little bit fancier with your advertising, because now you're trying to appease more people. With a $5, $10, $15 a day budget, doesn't matter if you're in a local market or if you're a coach or consultant that's marketing nationally, there's already tens of thousands of ready to buy clients out there. So you just need a very direct ad that says, are you ready? Do you want this? And it can be text-based. So that is why we do text-based ads first, is we don't have to do fancy right away. Now, as you become a big company and you spend a lot more money on ads, now you have to be fancy because you have a lot more attention and eyeballs. All right. The other thing I want to share too that's great about these text-based ads is we are testing the message and verbiage. So I will try out different ads. These are 2 different ads. There's different background colors. There's different text in the ad. And I want to see which one's better. Do people like what I said on the left more, or do they like what I said on the right more? All right, so I get to see, is this the winner? Is this doing better, or is this one doing better? What verbiage should I use so that gets the most leads and attention? All right, that's the cool thing about Facebook ads, right? If I come into my ads manager, we'll keep that campaign on draft mode. But you guys will see that advertisement after this workshop. But if I come into one of my live campaigns, and by the way, this is the campaign for this workshop, you will see the various, we ran 5 different Facebook ads. And you're going to see, so these are the different ads. We have 2 of them active. I paused 2 of them. But as we scroll over, we're going to see different results in this column for these advertisements. My first ad, the cost per lead was $7. That was a little bit high for me. My second ad, the cost per lead was almost $8. Still high for me. My third and fourth ad. My third ad is getting leads for $2.20. All right. My fourth ad is getting leads for $4.30, which is absolutely phenomenal. All right. To give you guys some perspective, big names in the industry, they pay $10 to $15 a lead. So getting leads for $2 or getting leads for $4, that is a big time win. That's what we want. And you guys might have seen these ads for this workshop that was to promote this workshop. That's what's so cool about Facebook ads. We're not guessing. It's giving us the data here. I don't have to be emotionally upset if an advertisement isn't working. I just pause it. So let me share with you guys really quick. This advertisement did not do well. This is what the advertisement looked like. I was testing. Does it work good if I have my cartoon face in the corner? Does it work good if I use purple background? Is that what my audience is going to respond to? I don't have to guess whether they're going to respond to it. I'm just going to look at the data. The data shares they will respond to it, but the cost per lead is high. Not as many people are responding to it. Versus this other one, leads for $2.20. Way more people are responding to this other type of advertisement. So all advertising is really is getting good at who your audience is, understanding how to use this platform, and then you just follow the data. If the ad's not doing good, we pause it, and the ones that are doing good, you let them stay on so they can continue to do well. Does that make sense there real quick, guys? Advertising is just data. It's a really cool concept. It's not organic marketing where we're just hoping something lands. We hope we go viral. It's nope. Gonna launch a bunch of ads, 4 or 5 ads. We'll see which one does the best, and we'll keep that one that does the best. That's all it really is. If you are new to advertising, this question comes up a lot, which is, Dino, if I want to launch more ads, does that mean I need a larger budget? No, you do not. You are always in control of your budget. So if you tell Facebook, I'm only willing to spend $5 a day, it will only spend $5 a day. You can launch 20 ads, 30 ads with a $5 per day budget. And each ad is going to have a chance to perform. So it's really up to you, but they never go over what your allocated budget is. So you want to take proactive action and launch a bunch of different ads. Every ad is like a dart you're throwing at the dartboard. If you're terrible at darts like I am, the more darts you throw at the dartboard, the more likely you are to hit the bullseye. All right, so launch different ads. They're going to perform differently. Pause for a second. We'll do one quick question here from Brigitte, and then we will continue on.
My question came a little showing the messenger ad. Do you ask them? I've seen those ads with a ManyChat, a trigger, but since this one is manually, you're doing it manually, do you ask them in the ad to just mention a word? Because if they just press message, they're going to end up in a black hole.
Great question. So I'm not going to go through the full tutorial on this, but I love this question. And so I just want to make sure everybody, including Brigitte, has the answer to it. So when you are setting up, and let me go back to this sample messenger campaign here. When you are setting up this messenger ad, Facebook now has this built in. They did not have this built in several years ago, but they have a ManyChat-like feature built in. So when you are setting up your messenger ads, when you guys come down, right here it says message template. All right, this is very, very cool. In other words, when somebody starts a conversation with you, you get to have a robot handle like the first 1 or 2 questions that your target audience might have. So if I'm here under message template, if I were to click on edit, I get to edit what the message template is right here. So it would say, hi, Brigitte. This is the default. Please let me know how we can help you. I would recommend that we update this. If I'm Brigitte running a workshop, it would say, hi, Dino. Did you want to attend our free podcasting workshop this Thursday. I would have that be the default message. And it's really cool on the right. You can see now that populates as the default message. So that is what the prospect is going to see. Now, as you scroll down, we also get to choose what the default responses are. So we can have the first default response be, yes, I would like to attend the workshop. And now we can see that that's updated as the first default. Question number 2 might be, no, I just want to have a quote on your podcasting program. So now somebody can either decide when they click on Brigette's ad. By the way, Brigitte is a podcasting expert. She teaches you how to podcast. She is a visionary client as well, so I understand what space she's in. So if you ever have podcast questions, go to Brigitte. But Brigitte would say, yes, I want to attend the workshop because I need more information about podcasting. Or they could say, no, I just want to quote Brigitte, how much to hire you as a private coach? The third question I'm going to get rid of. So in other words, I just want these 2 default responses for them. Yes, I want the workshop, or no, I want to hear about your program. I don't want the workshop. I'm ready to rock and roll. So that's pretty cool. You can even preview it in Messenger. You'll get to talk to yourself to see how it works. I recommend you guys do that. Make sure it's working nicely. And the other thing, Brigitte, here is the automated response. So when somebody says, yes, I want to attend the workshop, we want the automated response from Brigitte to say, great. It could be as simple as this. We're going live this Thursday at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here's the Zoom link. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions before. And Brigitte could have the Zoom link in here. And when somebody clicks that first option, yes, I want to attend the workshop, automatically Brigette's account is going to respond, great. We're going live for this workshop this Thursday, 1 to 2 p.m. Here's your Zoom link. Do you have any questions prior to the workshop? You could also, you could say, here's the Zoom link. You could say, join our Facebook group. You could say, here's my YouTube channel. And all of that's going to happen in automated fashion for you. Pretty wild, pretty cool. Again, not many people are using these messenger campaigns, but it's also hands off when you set up these automated responses. Now, what's really cool that Brigitte and everyone else should do is, even though that you can have a single automated response like this, even though you have an automated response, maybe Brigitte has a prospect that messages her in the middle of the night and she's asleep. That's why the automated response exists. The person's still going to get their Zoom link to her workshop and the date and time of her workshop from her automated response. And Brigitte wakes up in the morning. She goes, wow, I have 2 or 3 new leads for my workshop. Now she can manually take over and say, hey, Dino, am I going to see you on Thursday? What industry are you in? Any questions before the workshop kicks off? She can nurture that prospect. And again, even after the workshop, Brigitte should go back into her Messenger account. She could go, wow, I have 10 prospects here. And she can go, here's the replay of the workshop. Here's my special offer from the workshop. Did you have any questions about the offer? Did you want to come to my next workshop? She has the ability to follow up quite a bit.
Wow, you made my day. You made my week.
It's a cool function. I did not do that. Facebook finally did something correct, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I didn't know about it. And I'm like, going through ManyChat, you have that 24-hour that you cannot recontact them. And this is brilliant. I love this much more. Thank you so much.
You got it. Great question. Yeah, fairly simple to set up as well. And again, this, just so everybody understands, these types of things did not exist many years ago when I started running Facebook ads about 9 years ago. All these cool little things weren't necessarily around then. A lot of people, not everybody loves Facebook ads because it can be clunky at times. That is one of the features that I really love about a feature upgrade that they have that I really love. And so time-wise, guys, we got to continue on. I will definitely get to everybody's questions. All right, so again, if we're in the cheat sheet, that was strategy number 3, was text-based graphics. right? We want to do the text-based graphics because you want to run those first. You want to see what messaging works. And with a small budget, text-based graphics are very direct. People will just respond to it. They don't need you, again, in a costume. You don't have to do anything fancy. All right, strategy number 4, Zoom room advertisements. Let's look at this. What is a Zoom room advertisement? This is another reason to run a workshop. This is our best performing Facebook ad for this workshop. I didn't have to do anything fancy. All it is a 3-minute recording of me on Zoom doing a workshop. You can, if you run a workshop, use the recording. If it's an hour-long workshop, if it's a 30-minute workshop, you're going to have 5, 6, 7, 10 different short clips you can use on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. You can post it to all your social media, but then you can use it as a Facebook ad. And you're not having to recreate the video. You're doing nothing special. You're just, here's a clip from what we do, what you can expect on the workshop. Again, I love that because it was no additional work. I just grabbed a 3-minute clip. I'm like, hey, let's make this a Facebook ad. And then the ad was live. And lo and behold, it's our best performing ad. So if I come back into our ads manager, I just want to share this with you guys so you can see it in real time. But if I come back into here, these are our current ads that are running. Maybe you guys are here because you saw this advertisement. But here are the different ads we have running. And our best performing we're running 4 right now. 2 are in draft mode at the top, but these are the 4 ads we've been running. We can see the best performing ad is getting leads for $2.20. All right, $2.20, 16 leads thus far. If I click on this, advertisement, what is this advertisement? This is the Zoom ad. It's just me and a couple others on Zoom. I was leading a workshop with clients. It's a 3-minute clip from our Zoom. And I just ran that as an ad. And so really cool. Again, you don't have any special production or post editing. I didn't add in overlays. I didn't do anything. I just said, here's me on Zoom. This is what we do on workshops. If that sounds cool, you'll probably like our workshops. All right, Zoom video ads. Strategy number 5, focus on the hook. All right, the hook is essentially this right here. It is the first 1 to 2 sentences of your Facebook ad. You want to spend the majority of your time making sure the first 1 to 2 sentences are the best they can be. The reason is right here. When we look, this is what Facebook ads look like in a news feed. There's this button. There's more text that I put in this ad, but somebody would have to click the see more button. And most people are not going to click the see more button. They're just going to read the first sentence or 2 and they're going to say, does this sound interesting? So make sure your first 1 to 2 sentences are interesting. More importantly, make sure your first 1 to 2 sentences reveal what your workshop or your offer is about. If you're selling AI marketing services to local businesses, you need to be mentioning local businesses and AI marketing services in your hook. All right, because there's going to be a local business out there that already knows they want AI marketing services. So as soon as they see in the first sentence, AI marketing services for local businesses, they go, oh my gosh, that's what I've been researching the last 3 weeks. I've been looking for somebody or an agency that specializes in that. If somebody is interested in regulating their nervous system, make sure you mention nervous system regulation or meditation in the hook of your ad. People are searching for you and for that. So in other words, you want to use keywords. This is the big one, keywords in your hook. If you work primarily with women, mention women in the first 1 to 2 sentences. If you work with men, mention men in the first 1 to 2 sentences. What are the keywords your audience is going to respond to? Those need to be inside of your hook, essentially. All right, so that is strategy number 5. All right, and again, we're not even halfway through, guys. We have 10 total strategies for you here today. We also have 3 bonus strategies for you here today, and then we're doing Q&A. So we have a lot of cool stuff to cover. And again, if you have questions, I will absolutely stick around to get to all of those, but I just want to make sure we're staying as much as we can on time because I know some of you can't stick around all day, although that would be fun. All right, and by the way, if at any point in time you guys are curious, we have what we are calling the Ads Lab that launched last month. So if you like this thus far, this is what we do every single week. It's just a much smaller group, but every single week we do this, except I look at your campaigns. We make sure that you guys are crushing it with your tiny ad budget. So if you are interested in the Ads Lab and the details, make sure you look at the cheat sheet. You'll learn about the Ads Lab and how you can join us in there. Ad strategy number 6. This is kind of cool and very interesting, but use questions and otherwise use cartoons in your advertisements. Questions and cartoons. Really, really, really fascinating psychology, but Geico is an auto insurance company, but everybody thinks of Geico, they think of that little gecko. All right. I was talking to somebody yesterday and they mentioned an advertisement from our childhood, like 30, 35 years ago. We all remembered just the cartoon character. There's a nostalgic thing that happens with cartoons. And so I promise you, advertisements, even organic marketing, if you're doing like a reel or a post or something like that, cartoons in your content perform extremely well. So I've been running cartoon ads for close to 8 years. I build all these in Canva, but it's a big pattern break. It's just different than everybody's selfie video. Again, there's a nostalgic feeling that happens here. And so I'm always doing just cartoon characters in some way, shape, or form. And these tend to be oftentimes end up our top performing ads is anything cartoon-ish. Simple to do, but people respond to it again for a lot of different reasons. And this is why mascots exist for sporting teams and everything else. Like it's fun. It's what kind of Disneyland is. It's just a bunch of, it's a bunch of cartoon characters there when you go to Disneyland. So cartoon characters, question ads. All right, ask your audience a question. Do you want more clients? Question mark. Do you want to learn AI? Do you want a 15-minute meditation that will lower your anxiety? Do you want to learn how to lose 7 pounds in 5 days? Whatever it is you do, just ask them the question. Do you want this? Do you want the end result? Questions are powerful. They will forever be powerful in marketing and in life because your brain is a computer system. It has to process a question. I ask you, is it a sunny day out? Is it overcast? Is it raining? Is it hot? Is it cold right now where you are? You have no choice but to answer that subconsciously and consciously in your mind. You just processed what temperature you're currently in. All right. So people have to, when you give a human a question, it has to at least attempt to answer it. It goes, do I have the information to answer it? What color is the sky? You just answered that. What color is your car? You just answered that. So you can keep your audience's attention and you can direct your audience's attention by using strategic questions. So great advertisements will say, do you want more clients? Question mark. Do you want to lose weight? Question mark. Do you want to learn my meditation? Question mark. Ask questions. That's what the question portion of this is. Let's continue on here. Number 7, ad placement. When you are setting up your Facebook ad, you will get to a spot that's called placements. This is at the ad set level. And Facebook is going to ask you, where do you want your advertisement to display? And it's going to ask you this. Do you want your advertisement to be on the Facebook news feed? Do you want it on the profile feed? Do you want it on the Instagram feed? Do you want it in our marketplace? Do you want it in the right-hand column? Do you want it on the Instagram Explore page? It's going to ask you, where do you want your Facebook ad to show up? This is my favorite thing to do. I'm sure there's other successful ways to do this as well. But the way I always do it is that if it is a cold audience, I only do the news feed. So in other words, if you're trying to get complete strangers to your workshop, complete strangers to book a sales call with you, if you're trying to reach complete strangers, this is what I do is I uncheck everything but the news feed. So we can see in this screenshot, the only thing I have check marked is the top one. I just want the news feed. The reason is quite simple. The news feed ad is the biggest ad. It's literally dimensionally bigger. It's front and center. It's what everybody's looking at. It's bigger. These other ad placements, sometimes they're smaller versions of your ad. They're in the sidebar, they're on your mobile phone, they are in between reels or stories. I'm like, nope. I want to build our audience. I want people to see our brand, everything as big as possible, front and center. So if it's a cold audience, we go newsfeed only. If it's a warm audience, we tend to do all placements or very similar. So warm audience would be people that have visited your website if you're retargeting them, people on your email list if you're retargeting them, people that are in your community, your school community, your Facebook community, you want to retarget them. Then we do warm because they will recognize your brand even if the image is smaller, even if the video is smaller, they already have an awareness of who you are. So then we go with all. This has helped us out quite a bit when we look at historic data. At least in our ad account, this is what does the best for us. So retargeting ads, we want it on Instagram, we want it on Facebook, we want it everywhere. So I would check mark all of these if we're retargeting. But if we're going to a cold audience, I'm like, I just want the Facebook feed. Does that make sense there, guys? Are we familiar with cold and warm? Cool. I see some thumbs up. Let's continue on. We have so much to cover. Number 8, landing page optimization tips. All right. Super interesting. I'm terrible at a lot of things in life. I'm not really a great cook or chef. Landing pages, I really enjoy. It's kind of my creative outlet. So I've gotten pretty darn good at landing pages. And so let me share with you guys best practices for your landing page. And by the way, this landing page brought you guys here. All right, so we do know it works. And I'll take you guys into our Go High Level account if you want to see things. But best practices for landing page is what's called above the fold. So above the fold is what you see, if I come to this page, what you see without scrolling. All right, so you guys are here live on this workshop with me because you came to this landing page and this was the first screenshot, the first thing that you saw on the landing page. In other words, anytime your landing page might have more content. I can scroll down this page, you're going to see more stuff. But what really you want to optimize for is this first screenshot. What is happening here before anybody scrolls on your page? Things that you want to do, right? Your headline is going to be the most important aspect of how your landing page performs. All right, if your landing page isn't working, try a better or updated headline. This is the most important piece of any landing page, sales page, course page, book a sales call page, any page. This is the cover of your book. People don't read a book unless they like the cover and name of a book. All right, headline is everything. Number 2, make sure you have who it's for. If it is a workshop, you need to have the date and time. All right. One other thing that I really like is, and I don't see this a ton, but try to have 3 to 5 bullet points above the fold of why somebody should do the thing you're asking them to do. This is to register for the workshop where we all are live. So you literally have a button here for people to register. Now that I have 5 bullet points on why they should attend the workshop. I have the date and time of the workshop. I have who the workshop is for. I have what we're teaching during the workshop. Try to squeeze all of that above the fold. That means, all right, you might have to change the text size. I've seen some really, really killer funnels over the last many years. But small mistake they might have made is that this text size is like, 1000 font, and it's just too big and it pushes everything down the page. So you will have to adjust the text size to fit all this in. The other thing that's really important is above the fold, not just on a computer, but above the fold on a mobile device. All right. So if we were to look at what this is going to look like on mobile, all right, we want to see, am I getting enough of this into mobile? All right. So look at it on your phone. When I do look at it on my iPhone, the above the fold's actually very similar. And the main thing I'm looking for is this button above the fold on mobile? So when you open up your phone, can somebody click that button to register without needing to use their thumb to scroll? That's really important. The more you make somebody scroll, right, the more you're making them work to become a lead, to become a client. Does that make sense? So this button, make sure that first button or where they can click to become a lead, to register, make sure that that is right there for them. One of the first things that they can do. The other thing I'm going to share with you all is really a goofy concept, but since we're talking about ads and we've already talked about how ad graphics matter, your graphic matters. All right, so let's look at this example here. I have two examples. These are the same landing pages. This was the original graphic right here. All right. I used this graphic for a while, and I was like, that graphic is not doing as good as I had hoped. I left everything the exact same, and I swapped in this graphic, and our conversion rate went up nearly 17% instantly by just changing the image. Why is that? Well, your image, people are visual, but your image is going to communicate a lot. If we look at this first graphic, it says get clients with $5. People are probably immediately thinking, I don't want to spend $5. And this one is just saying top 10 ad strategies. People are like, okay, I know what the workshop is about, top 10 ad strategies. So in hindsight, it makes sense that this graphic is going to do much better than this one. This one, I'm not smiling. I don't look that excited either. That people will respond to your excitement level. So if Dino's not excited, why should I not be excited? Go to an excited photo with exactly what this is about, and all of a sudden conversion rate immediately increases massively. The reason I point that out is this is for a landing page, but this holds true with your Facebook ads. If in your Facebook ad you are not excited, why should they be excited? If in your Facebook ad you are excited, if you decide to do something with your own photo, they're probably going to be excited as well. All right. That was ad strategy number 8. Ad strategy number 9. We're calling the testing formula. All right. So again, in your cheat sheet, if you guys are, by the way, if you're just showing up or if you're catching the replay, in the chat box will be a cheat sheet for you if you are here with us live. If you are catching the replay, your cheat sheet will be beneath this video. But if we go down to ad strategy number 9, it is the testing formula you should follow. So in other words, what's the first, second, and third thing you should test with your Facebook ads? Fast reminder, all Facebook ads is testing. There doesn't need to be any emotion involved. Some of your ads are going to not do well. Some of them are going to do exceptionally well. All right, so this ad leads for $8. This ad leads for $2.20. It's almost a fourth cheaper. When an ad isn't doing well, you just turn it off, and that means nobody will ever see it again. When an ad is doing well, you let it continue. But what we do with Facebook ads is we test which colors are working best in the ad, which videos are working best, what messaging is working best. Here's the order that you want to test in. First, the very first and the main thing that I test, number 1, is the actual graphic, is the visual. All right, people respond to visuals. All right, so if we look at two advertisements side by side, we can tell those are two different billboards. So, and we have cartoons in both of them, ironically enough, because again, cartoons work really nicely in advertisements. But the main thing that we like to test are different graphics. After we have an idea of which graphics are working, the second thing you would ever want to test is the headline. All right, well, we notice here, these are two different advertisements. We are testing headlines here. Look at this headline. 30-minute workshop equals leads and clients. I want to know, do people want more leads along with more clients? Maybe they'll respond better to that. This one is how to land clients in 30 minutes with Canva and AI. So I'm just trying to figure out, are people more excited about Canva and AI, or are they more excited about leads and clients? I'm trying to get some feedback. So two different headlines here, but that's the second thing that you test are the headlines. First thing, different graphics. Second thing, different headlines. Third thing you would ever test is the actual ad copy. So again, the ad copy is what you write at the top of your ad. It's this right here. So we can see two different ad copies, trying to figure out which of are they going to respond to this ad copy better or this ad copy better. We're testing it out. And again, that's all Facebook ads are. Testing, different ads, different billboards. Let's see which commercial is going to do the best. Make sense there, guys? If you have a tiny budget of $5 a day, focus on this. Different ad graphics. That's the main thing to test, different ad graphics. If you start spending more money, or if you've been running ads for months, now start testing different headlines. This is the second thing to test. Third thing to test is the text at the top. But if we look at the ad, what takes up the most real estate is the image or the video. So that's why we test it first. Right, we're going to move on to strategy number 10 before we get to some bonus strategies. And I will also share with you guys what the Ad Lab is about, because I know there's a lot of questions around that, and that's been extremely popular recently. Strategy number 10, the real life ad concept. Dino, what is this? This is where you literally are very direct in your advertisement. All right. And what I try to do is tie in a real life concept into the advertisement. In other words, this ad on the left, I'm literally just doing math in front of people. This is one of our top performing ads ever. It's just, hey, if you sell 10 workshop tickets and each ticket's $47, you're going to make just about $500 in ticket sales. There's really nothing special going on here. I'm just doing math right in front of them. But I did add in a cartoon because people like their cartoons again. So this would work well. The math would work well for anybody that's in the marketing, consulting, grow your business space. And especially if you know the price points of your target audience, you can do math for them so they can quickly go, oh my gosh, I get it. This is how much money I can make with your service. If you're helping somebody get more phone calls, a local business get more phone calls, get more search traffic, just do math in front of them. The other thing that you can do is directly ask them, again, here's the question ad. Why are they growing faster? And what I do in this video is I just I just drew on a piece of paper what we do. And I just asked a question to them. Remember, we said question ads work very nicely. So if I am that personal trainer, here's how to lose 5 pounds in 7 days. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Just literally let them see it by holding something up. It does not have to be fancy. I am not an artist. If I were to zoom into this, you can see I have terrible handwriting as well. Hold something in your hand and just go, this is what I want to help you do. That advertisement almost always crushes it. So here is what we do. Here's why a 15-minute daily meditation is going to lower anxiety levels, because it does this to your nervous system. It does this to your mindset. It does this to your heart rate. Therefore, de-stress. Just show people with a little scribble drawing on a piece of paper. Those advertisements do absolutely amazing. Speaking of, I ran a video advertisement. So when we talk about real life concept advertisements, I ran a video advertisement and I was giving an example of what a yoga teacher should do. And in the advertisement, this was actually a video, so this is just one screen of the video. But I was talking about a yoga teacher, and so I shared a quick clip of a yoga teacher. And I said, hey, if I ran a yoga studio, here's how I would get more customers and clients. And I've done this before. I've said, hey, if I was a personal trainer, here's how I would get more customers and clients. So if you're an agency owner, say something like, hey, if I was a local business here in San Diego, here's how I would get more clients. I'd have an AI phone answering system. I would make sure I show up at the top of Google so people find me. And I would have this really awesome social media marketing campaign where you're spending $5 a day on ads so that you get more customers. Hold up the piece of paper. These are the 3 things I would do as a local business owner in San Diego. That ad will crush it for you if you are an agency owner. Just do that in your local market. Again, weight loss coach, you do something similar. Hey, if I was looking to lose 5 pounds, I would do this. If you are a dating coach, hey, if I was looking to get more online dates, I would do these 3 things. But again, the real life concept ad, it works. All right. The other thing that you can always do, I call these behind the scenes ads, but behind the scenes works. That's why these ads work really well, is behind the scenes. People love behind the scenes. All right. Any sports fans here, by the way? Raise your hand if you're a sports fan. Curious, couple hands up. What, as a sports fan, what do we all go crazy over? We love seeing what's happening pregame. What's the pregame warm-up look like? We love seeing what are they doing on the practice field? What drills are they running? What's the off-season workout look like? We love going inside the locker room. We get all these post-game interviews inside the locker room. We interview the head coach at halftime in every professional sports now. What adjustments are you going to make? As fans, we love behind the scenes. If you are a service provider, which I know you guys are, coach or agency owner, give your audience behind the scenes. That can be very simple. If you are a website designer, record yourself working to build a new website. That is a Facebook ad. This is me building a website for a client. Let them see you building the website. If you are a yoga and meditation expert or nervous system regulation expert, this is me meditating every morning, regulating my nervous system. Let them see you do the thing. If you're a marketing agency, this is me building a website, building a funnel. This is me constructing an AI phone answering system. By the way, I can do this for you as well. Just show people what you are doing. People love behind the scenes. We love, anybody here also like comedy movies? Curious if we have any comedy movie fans. I always think the best part of a comedy movie is when they actually share with you the mess ups at the end. Like these are the outtakes and everybody's dying laughing and they can't keep a straight face. That is the best part of a comedy movie, is when they share with you that. That's behind the scenes content. It makes the movie even funnier, is that you walk out of the theater with the credits going up, having just watched all the mess ups. Behind the scenes works, doesn't matter what space industry you are in. All right, we're going to cruise through these. I'll tell you guys about the ads lab as well. We'll open up Q&A and I can share with you guys as much stuff as you guys would like to cover. We have some bonus trainings for you, or bonus strategies. So in your cheat sheet, I know we promised 10 strategies, but we have 13 for you. So bonus number 11 is going to be stacking workshops. All right. What is this concept? How does it work? All right. It works like this. Step 1, you run a workshop. How do you get people to that workshop? You run a messenger ad, right? We have the ad. People, you don't need a funnel, but they click on your ad in your messenger campaign, just like we set up for Brigitte earlier. Says, perfect, here's your Zoom link. The workshop is this Thursday. That's how you get people to your first workshop. Now, this is a little bit more advanced, but I know some of you guys are going to like this and will follow along. Otherwise, the rest of you can learn this as well if you so choose. But after you run your first workshop, you can now build a custom audience of people that are a lead in your system. And that means you can retarget them to your next workshop. So I recognize a lot of faces here today. You guys probably were retargeted and thus reinvited to today's workshop, which is brand new. But this system is literally rinse and repeat. It's workshop 1, workshop 2, and workshop 3. You can decide how frequently you do these. We have clients that love how workshops are performing for them, so they do workshops weekly. But you can do workshops once a quarter. You can do workshops twice a year. But once you do a workshop, you're making it so much easier to do well on your second workshop. Okay, this is the snowball effect. The snowball is going to get bigger. So if people came to your first workshop, you go, cool, I hope you liked it. You want to come to my second workshop? And they are very likely to say yes. All right, so make sure you do this because I see this a lot. People run Facebook ads, they have short-term success. And then they go, Dino, my ads were crushing it. And then they stopped working. Why did they stop working one day? It's called offer fatigue and ad fatigue, but you have to slowly and surely over time give your audience a new flavor of ice cream to try. All right, Starbucks always does this. By fall, they have their pumpkin spice latte. By December, they have some other type of holiday season special coffee. They're still selling just coffee, but they change the flavoring. If you change the flavor a little bit of your workshops, people will come to the next workshop and they will continually repurchase because they want to try, quote unquote, the new pumpkin spice latte, even though you're still selling coffee. All right, so that's the concept here, stacking your workshops. And we see this in all different facets of anything. These are just stacking momentum with every single one that came out, right? And this is why a series is born. We see this with any great trilogy of any movie in any genre or space, but you stack what is working. Kind of easy concept, but surprisingly enough, a lot of people don't do that. This one is a very easy concept, I feel like. But again, nobody is doing this. I don't see this enough or at all. All right, but retarget people to your main offer. All right, retarget people to your main offer. What does that mean? When people run advertisements, they normally focus on this. An advertisement, all right, and the ad goes to their workshop or the ad. And if it doesn't go to a workshop, it might go to a PDF or a download or a free course. But they do something to collect your name and email. And that's where the campaign stops. All right, is they do the front end marketing. All right, but the most revenue for you exists right here. Most of your revenue where you can really grow your business is what's called back end revenue. These are normally upsells and cross sells and downsells and everything else that we've heard a lot about recently. But this is your back end campaign. So you should have advertisements after your workshop that say it's time to buy the product. It's time to book a sales call. It's time to take the next step. It's time to join my program, my mastermind, my course, my accelerator, my live retreat if you're doing anything in person, my live conference. But have an ad that drives traffic directly to the page where they pay you money or they book a sales call. This campaign here is often forgotten. We focus so much on new leads because this up here is all about getting new leads. This down here is like, I have enough people, I have enough leads. Let me focus on getting them to pay me money. Let me spend some advertising dollars to get them to actually purchase. So very simple concept, but again, if I were to ask you guys based on recent advertisements you've clicked on, almost all of them are initially just to get your email, but they're never like, I have your email. Are you ready to work together? Do the Are you ready to work together ad. That is strategy number 12. Strategy number 13. Brigitte was talking about this earlier. All right, and then we're going to do plenty of Q&A today. By the way, then we have a bonus for everybody that we're about to give out, or I should say to one person that's had their camera on here today and stuck with us. But strategy number 13 is a ManyChat campaign. ManyChat is partnered with Facebook. This is an advanced setup strategy. Brigitte kind of related to that earlier. It requires a little bit more setup, but it is really untapped, unused, and pretty wild. But let me walk everybody through one of our ManyChat campaigns. And I just want to share with you guys the numbers because the numbers are insane, absolutely insane. But you can run ManyChat. To give you guys a background, ManyChat is a third-party software and free to sign up and use, I believe. And you can upgrade it to like $10 a month if you want more features. But what ManyChat does is it automates following up with people for you in Facebook Messenger, Facebook or Instagram Messenger. And so you set up the automation. Like, here's an example. Somebody clicks on our Facebook ad, rather than you have to manually text your lead back, we could have this be the first automated message. All right, this automated message has been sent to 369 leads. All right, so we have tested this out 369 times. 100% deliverability rate. So all 369 people received this automated message. All 369 people opened this automated message and read it. All 369 people clicked on the link from this automated message. That's insane. Email open rates are like 10 to 15% with a click-through rate of about 4%. This is 100% deliverability, 100% open, 100% click-through. Pretty wild. The next thing that happens after they click is we send an automated second message. Also very good numbers. Sent to the same 369 people, 100% deliverability, 98.6% opened. So 5 people out of 369 did not open. 364 of them still opened the second message. And 82% of them clicked the next link. Those numbers you just do not see on the internet anywhere. Doesn't matter if it's social media marketing, email marketing, just anything. Almost impossible to do. So you can build out these sophisticated automated message flows, and it can all originate from a Facebook ad. So somebody sees your Facebook ad, they click on it, and you're like, hey, once they click on it, I want all of these automated messages to send to them with a link. I want to ask them to follow me on Instagram. I want to give them a link to my YouTube. I want to invite them to my workshop. You can set up your automated message sequence. Pretty awesome. And again, it could all trigger from a Facebook ad. So it's 100% hands off once you set it up, which is why it's pretty awesome. And we've seen a lot of sales come in from this automated sequence because a couple of these links, they say, go buy our mini course program. All right, so a couple things for you guys there, a couple bonuses for you guys there. I'm going to open up Q&A here, but I want to share with you guys next steps for you guys to take to make Facebook ads with a tiny budget work for you. All of this is inside of the $5 per day tiny ad budget ad lab. So that's what we're calling it, the $5 a day ad lab. This opened up a few weeks ago. We have a great group inside, and I want to walk you guys through what this is, so you guys can hear about the special offer and take advantage of it. If it's a fit for you, if it's not a fit for you, there's no pressure and there's no worries. But regardless, here are the next things for you guys to do. All right, number one, and we have a training on this inside the ads lab, but based on what we looked at here today, everybody needs to create, before you launch ads, or the very first thing you need to do to launch your $5 a day campaign, is I want to make sure everybody here creates a lookalike audience. All right, and the lookalike audience should be based upon if you have an email list, it can be based upon an email list. If you have followers on Instagram, you can build it from followers on Instagram. If you have website traffic, you can build a lookalike audience from website traffic. If you already have clients, you can build a lookalike audience from current clientele. If you have a Facebook page with a few fans or followers, you can build a lookalike audience from that. If you don't have any of that, but you have some type of email list or are able to get emails of your target audience, you can build a lookalike audience from that. But I highly recommend you start with a lookalike audience in terms of who you are targeting. All right, your ads will instantly perform much better if this is your first target audience, especially if you have a small budget, $3 a day, $5 a day. Start with your lookalike audience. That's the very first thing that we help you do in the ads lab is build that lookalike audience. All right, then what we do in the ads lab is we show you how to run simple Facebook ads. We keep it simple. This is how simple we keep it. We give you these Canva templates, and you can just click to edit the text. So we have all these different templates. You'll notice they look very similar to my Facebook ads because they are literally my top performing Facebook ads. All right, some of them are videos as well. Like this one is a video. So we give you video ad templates where you might have the ocean in the background or different things going on in the ad. But all you need, if you have a Canva account, then you can start running these simple Facebook ads with a tiny budget. So we give you all those templates. If your ads lab is not a fit for you, no worries. You could spend time in Canva and build these out as well. And they can still perform exceptionally well for you. But we show you in the ads lab how to run simple Facebook ads. No technical expertise required. You don't even need a funnel. You don't need to go high level or click funnels or anything else if you don't want to. We can do messenger campaigns, add to message you on Facebook or Instagram. But we are also going to show you how to run 30-minute workshops. Again, we see the highest conversions from workshops. So we will show you what to do and say on your workshop. Your workshops will generate you leads. You'll get to nurture your audience, build relationships, and close clients all from workshops. So we'll give you swipe files, exactly what to do and say. We'll review your offer. We'll make sure your workshop converts. And the way we deliver this, guys, is it's live. All right. So I like doing things live and being able to answer questions with you live. Inside of the ads lab, it's a much smaller group. So you will have your questions answered and you don't have to wait to the end of the call. It's more hands-on type of thing. And we cover every single week moving forward. We're launching new ads together. So we give you the Canva templates. We help you customize what to do and say. Make sure your targeting set up. We go, okay, cool. Let's launch your ads for the week. So we'll have these weekly calls. You will get our Ad Lab AI tools. You will have lifetime access to the tools. These ad tools are going to write your ad copy. If you want to do a funnel, they'll write your sales page copy for you. And also what is included is we give you the funnels. So if you want to use Go High Level, we can give you our templated funnel. So the templated funnel looks like this, right? And you'll have this in your account. And so you don't have to change font sizes or anything. You just switch out and you fill in the blank. And we have it structured. So it's very simple for you to just fill in the actual blank. You will have access to all of the call recordings. And we have a really cool school community. So I can help you out in between calls. In our school community, this is our client-only community. People post their ad questions. So people have questions about their ads, and I'm able to review your Canva ads and go, hey, does this look right? What, here are my recommendations. And so you'll have access to that community. Again, our Canva AI template, Canva ad templates. So you don't have to be a graphic designer. You just import it into your Canva account. So simple. You just take this. I tell you how to update it. You're good to go with your ads very quickly, which we didn't used to have. And it's really nice to have that now. And then every single month, one of our calls is an ad audit hot seat. All right, we do that at the end of every single month. So the call of the month, we just sit down and you can share your screen. I can look at your ad account. I can say, hey, let's update this. Let's change this ad. Let's fix your targeting. But we optimize your campaign to perform. And so if you guys are interested in the ads lab, here's the deal. Total value is $5,483. In the future, we are going to raise the price of the ads lab to $997. It is I've come to learn it's a big work and time investment from me because I'm running weekly calls with you live and answering everybody's questions. But right now you can join the ads lab. It's just $297 one time. Or if you're looking for a payment plan, you can break that apart. It would be $169 twice. You get instant access to the ads lab, to our weekly calls. And people are seeing crazy results in the ads lab. What we are doing from an advertising perspective has been proven with coaches, consultants, and agency owners. All right. So we have a bunch of agency owners that are crushing it in their local market. It's just ads to a demo workshop, and then you go, here, I can do it all for you on a work after the workshop. Again, proven with coaches. Ed here in the real estate space is crushing it with just ads to a workshop. And this was his first ever program. My first mastermind session. 20 clients have come in from it. So those testimonials and cool stuff will be in the cheat sheet. I'll make sure everybody has the cheat sheet again, but right now the deal is one-time investment of $297. Again, this is for you if you're a coach, consultant, agency owner, not for you if you're an e-com. All right, I do not have experience in e-com. I would not feel comfortable leading you to grow your e-com store. But if you're a service-based provider, we can crush it with a tiny ad budget. You'll always have a way to get clients. Plus, we'll have a ton of fun and make ridiculous jokes and do nerdy ad stuff like this. All right. And so if you guys are interested in that, I will put this link in the chat box. It is in your cheat sheet. You can join right there, and that's in the chat box, but it'll take you to this page. It'll confirm everything I've said or what we've kind of done here today about small budget, $5 a day, run Facebook ads. You'll get to see more testimonials if you're into that thing on this page. And there's the 2 payment plan options to invest and enroll. And with that said, guys, we covered a ton today. I want to make sure I'm respectful to all of you. So I tried to really watch the clock so that we have plenty of time for Q&A, because I know we budgeted 2 hours for this workshop. I'm happy to stick around for a little bit afterwards if there's a bunch of additional questions. So I am going to look at the chat box for questions. The very first thing that we are going to do is that bonus. So I was looking around the room today, who had their camera on, who was with us the entire day. I noticed Michael, I noticed Celeste, I noticed Tanya, Simone, Pete, Aaron, Liam, Annette, and Brigitte. And so absolutely randomly, I'm going to do this. I'm drawing myself a little Zoom room on my piece of paper here. And I'm going to close my eyes and spin this and then draw an X somewhere in here. And whoever's closest to that is going to win. All right, so this is on the right-hand side, 2 spots over. So if I look at anybody who had their camera on, the first one would be Liam. So Liam, congrats. You are the winner of the participation bonus today, which is free access to the Ads Lab. So Liam, if you would be so kind as to send me a private message on Facebook, we will make sure to get you in there. I will put that is my Facebook in there, Liam. You can just message me and just say, I won't forget you, but you can just message me and say, I won the prize, and we'll get you in there as well. But for everyone else that joins the Ads Lab, you are already going to be a winner, because for the rest of your career, you will be able to run ads with a tiny budget and get customers and clients, that is a really nice feeling to have as a business owner and marketer, is to know that you can run ads when you want and bring on board customers, right? It changes the mindset that you have. And again, it's a faucet. So you don't always have to run ads. You can say, I'm just running ads for this month or just this week, and then I'm turning it off. Just know you're in control of your advertising spend and budget. So with that said, I think I saw a couple hands up earlier. I was trying to make sure we got through everything for everyone. Celeste, did I see a hand up earlier from you? I thought I did, but I wanted to make sure we covered the stuff.
Yes, but I realized that it was a very specific ads question, so I can ask it tomorrow if it's easier.
That is up to you. We can get into the super nerdy technical stuff if you so choose.
In one of the ads, when you were showing how you just swapped out the headlines, one of them said use AI, the other one, I forget what the other one said, use Canva or something like that. And the one where you're not leading with AI, do you point somewhere in there that AI would be involved? And vice versa for the other one, if you were just leading with AI or something and you didn't mention Canva earlier, do you bake that in there so that you can get all of the information that you omitted? Does that make sense what I'm asking, Dino?
I believe so. And I think just to help everyone out.
It was the one where you were showing the 2 different headlines that you swapped out. And sorry, I'm still sick. So
you sound a little bit better though. So I'm glad to hear that. Was it the landing pages or it was the ads?
there were cartoons.
Oh, here we go.
Not this one, yeah. So you see how you with the headlines, how to land clients in 30 minutes with Canva and AI, and then 30-minute workshop equals leads and clients. So I don't see AI referenced right in that first one. Do you have it like maybe baked into the headlines somewhere so that people know that AI is involved? For example, is what I'm asking.
Gotcha. And it's a great question. And so let me highlight this for everyone here. So here's the strategy, right? We test one element at a time. First thing to test should be the graphics. Okay. And what that means is if you're running a proper A/B test, this text at the top would be the exact same as the text on the right. And this headline would be the same as this headline. The only difference would be the graphic. So the first element that we test is the graphic. Now, when I'm testing this graphic, what we're really testing when it's a text-based ad, right? We have text in the ad. We're testing messaging. And I'm trying to figure out, are people attracted to this concept of a 30-minute workshop? And that's the main. So in my head, I know that, hey, we're testing one element here. And the main element is going to be that catchphrase. Do people like the catchphrase 30-minute workshop? So it's in the graphic. If we look at down here, the headline, it's in the headline. I am really trying to figure out, do people like that concept of a 30-minute workshop? If we look at our ad copy, it's here in the ad copy, 30-minute workshop model. So this entire ad, the main hypothesis was, will people respond well to a 30-minute workshop? Here on the right, we're testing a different hypothesis. We are testing, are people interested in, let me grab a different color, are they interested in landing clients with Canva and AI? Now, our solution has never changed. I've been running workshops for over 5 years now. It has always just been a 30-minute or a 60-minute workshop. That hasn't changed for us. What I'm changing is the presentation, because this says how to land clients in 30 minutes with Canva and AI. And what I'm literally showing people is this. Hey guys, run a workshop. It's 30 minutes in length, and all you're using is Canva AI, because Canva has all these AI tools built in for you to do graphic design. So because we're testing that concept, here in the ad itself, we're mentioning Canva, or otherwise we might have tested mentioning AI there. Up here, we're mentioning Canva again. So we're two different concepts, and we want to make sure that, this is a great question from Celeste. We want to make sure there's resonance. So this messaging matches the messaging in the graphic, which matches the messaging in the headline. Because what I don't want to do, don't do this, guys. This would be a mistake. And by the way, I've made all these mistakes advertising through the years. What you don't want to do up here, and I'll give you guys a ridiculous mistake to make this memorable. You don't want to say up here, lose 5 pounds if you're a weight loss instructor. So you don't want to say lose 5 pounds in your ad copy. And then in your ad, say gain lean muscle mass. And then in your headline, say learn how to be a chef, nutritious chef, and hope that your audience puts all that together and goes, oh my gosh, they're going to teach me how to cook, lose weight, and build muscle. That's too many puzzle pieces for your audience. Instead, assume that your audience is either going to be a visual person and they're going to look at the image only. Assume that they're going to be a detailed person. They're going to look at the image, read the headline, and read the ad copy. Or assume that they're just going to look at the headline and go, oh, that's what I want. Let me check it out. So there's just different types of people in terms of like how we consume info. But some people are visual. Your ad image is going to be more important to them. Some people like to read and get all the details. So make sure all the details line up for that individual. Is that helpful a little bit, Celeste? Great question.
Yeah, it cleared up quite a bit. So basically you're plucking out a bit and expanding on just that one focus point, just to see what really attracts that particular audience, to see what resonates most with people to bring them into the doors.
Correct. And this is such a cool concept for me to elaborate on for everybody. So like 5 years ago when we launched the brand Seven Figure Visionary, I was trying to figure out what our audience was going to respond to messaging wise. So it was a huge lesson for me, and it can be a great lesson for you guys. But I came up with a tagline. And guess what? I've started Facebook ads. People did not like my tagline. My cost per lead was like $20 a lead, and I'm used to paying like $3 or $4 a lead. So I was like, okay, I did not communicate well messaging wise what we have. And so I started testing different messages, right, with these text-based advertisements. So that's why these text-based advertisements, again, if we go to, what other example was that? These example, if we go to some of these, this is why I really like text-based advertisements. If you are a small advertiser or a small budget, is you are confirming, do people like your messaging? Do they like this concept of mini workshops? Do they like this concept of mini workshops, or do they not like it? And 5 years ago, people did not like the initial tagline that I came up with. And so my cost per lead was through the roof when I knew that was abnormal. And that helped with the invention of this concept of a mini workshop, because nothing changed with our offer, nothing changed with our program. The only thing that changed was the presentation of it. And it's now about workshops, and people are like, cool, I want to learn how to do workshops. So for a lot of you guys out there, your offer doesn't mean that your offer is terrible if it's not selling, or that you're not an expert or anything else. Sometimes it can just be your presentation. All right. The last ridiculous example I will share around this concept is, who here likes pizza? I had pizza last night. It was incredible. All of us love pizza just about. Okay. We love pizza. Who here, keep your hand up if you still want pizza if it's been blended in a blender and now comes in liquid format? Not so much. It's really the same ingredients. It's the same thing. Presentation matters. We want it to be in a nice little triangle, or to come in a full box and be warm and hot and everything else. All right. So wildly ridiculous example. I hope none of you consume your pizza from a blender. However, now we will never forget, presentation does matter. So your messaging matters. People always think that they need the special complicated funnel. I need the really looks professional countdown timer, crazy little spinner widget thing happening, all the logos and awards. It's not, you don't need all that fancy stuff. What matters in the funnel is your message. There are over 300,000 funnels active in ClickFunnels. All right, less than 1% of them produce $1 million. And the reason, and everybody has a funnel, so it's not that you just do a funnel and you're good. It's what you say in your funnel. Same is true with your Facebook ads. They don't have to be fancy. You can use cartoon characters. It is literally just what you say. And so what we are primarily testing, right, are the words that we are using. What we are saying matters a lot. So hand up, or new hand up, or no?
I just wanted to, when you said that, it kind of clicked for me when my kids were little and they hated taking cold medicine, or when they were sick. They just hated it just because of the word medicine. I started reframing it as special grape juice, and I never had problems again. It was the same exact medicine. It tasted like grape when I said it was medicine, but when I said special grape juice, I never got one argument ever again. So for some reason that kind of clicked for me. So thank you.
I like that share. Snaps for Celeste. That's a great share there. That it makes all the difference. I think all the folks that have kids here are like, yep, you just change it a little bit, or whether or not somebody's willing to have food. Oftentimes it's just the toppings you put on the food. Lettuce doesn't sound great until you say, well, it has bacon on it, chicken on it, ranch on it, croutons on it, chips on it, a lot of other spices on it. We've dressed up the salad, and now it's a little bit different in terms of appetizing. And so, Aaron, yes, sir. I see a hand up.
Yeah, hey Dino, thanks for the training. My question is about the messenger strategy for those initial ads. Are those messenger requests, or are those being sent to a business page or a personal page?
That is a great question. They are sent to your business page. on Facebook. However, for everybody here that has an Instagram, I imagine most of us do, it can be your personal Instagram page. So I don't know why they made it confusing. You can use your personal Instagram account, but on Facebook with advertising, it has to be a quote unquote fan page, business page.
Okay. Okay. But you said it could, if the same ads are going to Instagram, it could be a personal Instagram.
It can be. Yeah. And so when you set up to run those ads, if you decide you wanted to run them on Instagram as a placement, the first pop-up you will get, it will say, please connect your Instagram account. And at that point in time, it'll prompt you to log into your personal Instagram account, and it'll link it to your business manager account where you run Facebook ads. And now when you run Facebook ads, it's coming from your personal Instagram page. On Facebook's platform, it's coming from your business Facebook page.
Okay.
I don't know why they did that. I wish it could just be personal Facebook page, personal Instagram page, and everybody could understand it. But for whatever reason, it's like that. So that one's always been interesting. So when you get private messages, if they are coming to your Facebook page, you access them through your Facebook fan page. You'll see in there that you have the messages your new leads have sent you. If you have connected your Instagram and are running them as Instagram ads, then they will come right through into your personal Instagram account.
Okay, now for the on the Facebook side of the equation, when you're running those ads, they have to essentially send the first message to your Facebook business page, right? Otherwise, like, you can't send outgoing messages to anybody. Is that right?
Correct. And what I can do here, because these are great questions that can help all of us out, just so we have a visual as we run through this, is if we go back to this example from earlier, because I think you might have come in a little bit late, but this is a good one for all of us to look at, because we set up like a sample messenger campaign. And here's what you can do, which we didn't used to be able to do. But when you go ahead and are actually at the ad level where we set up this messenger ad, make sure as you scroll down, you click to edit your message template. And so it knows right now, as soon as you set this up to be a messenger campaign, the button is going to say send message. What this also means for everybody as yet a bonus tip. So this is amazing. Make sure everybody gives kudos to Aaron, because this is opening up some other cool strategies and tips and things. But if you're running a messenger ad, it can be very strategic for your call to action to say, click send message for a free ticket to our workshop. Click send message for a free invite to our community. Click send message to get whatever you're giving away for free. So now they want to click send message. And when they do, you get to set up a back and forth automated canned response. So I'm going to click on edit here. And this is kind of cool. At the top, you customize what your fan page's initial response is going to be to them. So in this example, hi, Dino, please confirm you want a free ticket to our Thursday workshop where I will teach you AI marketing. So we're telling them, please confirm you want a ticket to our workshop. Please confirm you want my PDF. Please confirm you want to join my free community, wherever you're trying to send them. And if I scroll down, these are called questions, but think of them as canned responses. So the first canned response is, yes, I'd love to attend the free workshop this Thursday. Here's an extra tip, at 2 p.m. EST. You can sneak in the date and time if you so choose. And now we can see right here on the right, this is the first canned response. These canned responses are critical because people are lazy. We are all lazy innately. And sometimes people are like, oh, Aaron's advertisement looks awesome. I want to get in touch with them. I just don't want to have to even type out a text message. Well, now they're just clicking with their thumb to send, yes, I want to attend your workshop. Number two could be something, not interested in the workshop, but would love a personal demo sales call or just demo strategy session. So maybe this individual, they don't like workshops. They're just like, hey, get me on a call and show me what you can do. I'm going to get rid of canned response number 3, just so that now we literally have 2 canned responses for them. And so this is the experience. If I clicked on Aaron's ad, it would say, hi, Dino, this is Aaron. Please confirm you want your free ticket to our Thursday workshop. And I'm going to say, yes. I would click this first one. Yes, I would love to attend this Thursday at 2 p.m. Now, what Aaron can do is after somebody says, yes, I'd love to attend this workshop, he can say, awesome. I don't know why I'm putting this all in caps. Aaron can have an automated response back that says, awesome. The workshop is from, again, what do we say? 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. EST. It's virtual on Zoom. Here's your link. Now Aaron can include a Zoom link to that workshop. Also, this is a great bonus tip for everyone. Also, what are 2 questions you would like answered live? And I'll be sure to cover those for you. That, for anybody that runs workshops, doesn't matter if you're doing organic promotion or paid ad promotion, the best question to ask your audience is before the workshop. And it is, what would you like me to cover on the workshop? What questions do you have? And you always say, I will cover them live, and do your best to always actually cover them live. But what you're doing as the presenter is you're getting feedback. Why is this person interested in my workshop? What are they looking for? You're also making it so that you're going to have a great workshop that's valuable to them, because you are going to cover the questions that they have. The other thing that happens here is that when you ask somebody, what would you like for me to cover on my workshop? Or what would you like to cover on the sales call or the free strategy session? When you ask them that, as soon as somebody answers, they are much more likely to attend. All right. If Aaron goes, Dino, do you want to come to my barbecue on Saturday? We're going to watch the game. We're going to have pizza, chips. There'll be some beer and other things, and we're going to have some friends over. Do you want to come to my barbecue? If I say, yes, Aaron, I'd love to come to your barbecue. If Aaron then says, Dino, what's your favorite drink? I'll make sure to have it. As soon as I say, I love Diet Pepsi, and Aaron goes, great, I'll make sure we have plenty of Diet Pepsi. As soon as that happens, I would feel terrible if Saturday rolls around and I'm just suddenly feeling lazy, and I would feel terrible to not show up. I know Aaron is hosting. I know he's gone out of his way to make sure my special drink is there, everything else. So whether it's a sales call, if you guys enroll clients with a sales call, whether it's a strategy session, whether it's a workshop, as much as possible, ask your audience, what would you like for me to cover on our call, on our workshop? And once they answer, the live show up rate goes up quite a bit because of that interaction. So that's just a little tangent. But yeah, Aaron, let me know if you're following this here. You can do some automated back and forth. And
Yeah,
so
this is great.
It changes it a lot, because I think I know what you're getting at. People click on an ad and they're like, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to start the conversation, and it feels awkward. This literally leads them through the conversation, can drop off links for you, and they don't ever have to type. They can just tap on their automated canned response. Those are options for you. You can get as strategic as you want with what your automated responses are. So in other words, this could say, awesome, the workshop is from 2 to 3 p.m. EST. Please drop your email address and I can send you the Zoom invite. So if you want to collect emails, you could say that we need your email to send you the Zoom invite. You can do it like that. So you have a lot of options of what you do here in the automated canned response area. Is that helpful, Aaron? Did that answer that for you?
Yeah, that's very helpful, because I was implementing a DM strategy through my personal account, but your strategy, I had to set up a business page and run DMs through that, and then switch back and forth for either or. But I don't know. That's all part of the game, though, I guess.
It is, and for that reason, you see a lot of folks running messenger campaigns or preferring to run messenger campaigns on just Instagram. Because then you're not switching back and forth between accounts. You have your one Instagram account. And the reason I'm not pulling up my Instagram account to share with you guys that is because in there are literally messages from friends, from family, like memes they'd forwarded to me. And then there's literally messages from leads. So we'll mash everything together in one inbox, but that can be easier for you to just run one inbox. And so some people, when they set up their ads for these messenger campaigns, I'm going to close this down. You'll have the options when we go back to the ad set level. My Zoom is in the way. You'll have the option if you want to run this on just Instagram, Facebook, and Instagram. So do you want this on just on Facebook? I can check mark or uncheck mark, or just on Instagram. If you want, we could uncheck mark Facebook and it would only show up on Instagram. And then all your leads are just coming into your Instagram inbox. So that is an option for you there. I'm going to check the chat box. How are we doing? Will, good to have you here. Lettuce, casserole, yuck, fancy salad, yum. I agree, Simone. That's too funny. And I'm going to scroll up. I just want to make sure I got everybody's question. Again, if you're an agency owner, these messenger ads, you can have them set up honestly in 15, 20 minutes today if you wanted. With a tiny budget, you could try it out for a week or 2 weeks. They work extremely well if you have a specific vertical. So I work with just real estate agents. That is going to work very nicely, or hyper local. So if you're in Phoenix, Arizona, if you're in New York, you run it right in your small town. That works extremely well. If you're a coach or consultant, it's the same concept. Is that you just, again, the hook of your ad is important. So the reason we talked about keywords in the hook of your ad is because a lot of Facebook and Instagram advertising is powered by AI. The entire organic algorithm, doesn't matter if it's TikTok or Facebook or anything else, it's all powered by AI. It's based on what type of content you interact with. So as soon as you start researching Italy, because you have a vacation in Italy, it notices you researching Italy, and you're going to notice for the next week more content around traveling to Italy, things to do in Italy is going to show up in your news feed. So it's paying attention to who and what content you interact with. So you will get a lot more of what you are interested in. On the advertising side, it looks at your ad copy. So if you mention Phoenix, Arizona, it is already going, okay, this is content for people in Phoenix, Arizona. If you mention small business, it goes, all right, I need to share this to small businesses. If you mention chiropractors, same concept. So use keywords in your hook, because a couple things. One, your correct target audience will respond to it, and that further feeds the algorithm. And then two, it's already going to scan the algorithm or your ad copy and help determine your targeting. So keywords in your ad copy are important for a lot of factors. The one thing that I'll say about these social media platforms, advertising and AI, they've been using AI for like 15, 20 years. All right, let me prove it to you without us looking at anything technical. Here's how you know AI has been around for 15, 20 years for these big social media companies. Who here was ever tagged in a Facebook photo 15 years ago? Family photo, birthday photo. How did they recognize your face to tag you? It's an auto-suggested, do you want to tag your brother, your sister, your cousin, your aunt? They already had facial recognition to that degree built into the platform like 15, 20 years ago. AI is just trending right now because it's finally, the application of it is available to the average person. But big companies have been using AI for 20, 30 years. It's what runs our traffic system in terms of red light, green light, based on amount and flow of traffic. So it's been everywhere for a long time, but used primarily only by the big companies. So these ad platforms are getting smarter by the day by helping advertisers be able to reach target customers easier. Where we're at right now, it's still important for you to manually set up your campaign type, for you to understand the strategy with messaging, and for you to actually create your ads, because the AI is still not that great at creating ad images. That might change in the future. So, a good question in here. Advanced question, CBO or ABO? I personally like CBO. So I like campaign budget optimization. If you're spending a little bit more money, that is a advanced technique. We'll call it more advanced technique. But if you have different ad sets because you are running different different ad sets because you're marketing and testing different audiences, then I like a CBO campaign. That means Facebook will automatically reallocate your budget for you daily. So to give you guys a quick example of like that, just so we understand that question a little bit more. If I come into here, we need to draw this thing out. You might have this one Facebook campaign, and then this is your first target audience, and this is your second target audience. So this is target audience 1 and 2. If I am a weight loss coach for men, I might say this first audience, I want to target men ages 50 plus. And I'm going to say they have to be interested in the gym. So maybe that's my defining criteria for who I target in this first ad set. But I don't know if this is the group of people that would like my weight loss program. I don't know that. So my second ad set, I'm going to say, well, I know they're still going to be male, but this time they're going to be 30 plus. Maybe it's the guys that are a little bit younger that want my weight loss program. They're not interested in the gym. Instead, they are interested in, we'll call it basketball. So I know that they're, or sports. I know they're more into sports. So if I didn't have a target audience yet, I would be testing which of these audiences is better. Is it audience 1, men 50 and older who like the gym? Or is it audience 2, men 30 plus years of age who are into sports? These are two different target audiences. They're still going to see the same Facebook ad over here. This is my Facebook ad. So both of these audiences are going to see my Facebook ad. But the reason people do this sometimes, right, is they're spending more money. They have a bigger budget. And they're trying to figure out what's the cost. We'll call it cost per lead. So to this audience number 1, we'll say the cost per lead is $9. Men over the age of 50 that are like going to the gym. Audience number 2 is men 30 years of age and older that are into sports. Maybe the cost per lead for this secondary audience is $6. Both groups are seeing the same advertisement, but clearly this second group here, this is the group that actually the leads are much cheaper. The leads are $6 rather than $9. They're responding better to my ad. So if this was a real case scenario, I would get rid of this top group. I would say, okay, I have now discovered that my perfect fit client is 30 plus years of age. They're into sports and they're male if they want my weight loss program for men. That's why people test the different audiences. Great question by Annette, which was, when would you run which type of campaign? If you are testing audiences, there is a setting for Facebook ads where you would say, I want you to auto optimize my budget. This is called campaign budget optimization. So if we were spending $10 a day on Monday, it might decide that the top audience is getting all $10 of that budget. On Tuesday, it might decide each of these audiences gets $5. On Wednesday, it might decide top audience gets $2 of ad budget and the bottom audience gets $8, but it is auto readjusting. And it's auto readjusting based upon results. It knows you want the cheapest leads, and it's saying, hey, guess what, Dino? That audience, your first audience, men over the age of 50, they don't log on to Facebook on Mondays. So we're not going to spend any money on that first audience on Mondays because they're not even on the internet. We're going to audience 2 on Monday. Maybe that's different come Wednesday or Thursday. That's what campaign budget optimization is. You're letting Facebook auto optimize your spend. It's a great question, Annette. That's my favorite type of auto optimization between those two is campaign budget optimization. Great questions. How are we all doing? I love that everybody's hanging around. Let me see if I missed any other ones. Arthur says, do we need to check or turn on the AI settings when running Messenger ads, Advantage Plus, among other settings? Great question here, Arthur. I have such mixed feelings about Advantage Plus. I'm not a huge fan yet of Advantage Plus. I like creating square image ads. They are, in my experience, the best performing ads. All right. And so in Canva, I always make sure the graphic is square, the dimensions are equal. You can create Facebook ads that are designed for mobile. They tend to be skinnier and longer, just like your cell phone is, and they fit better on a cell phone. That requires extra effort. And I'm most interested on the most profitable and the easiest way to get results. Now, technically, if I was spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a day or hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on Facebook ads, I would go to that length. I would create ads that are designed for phones and create ads that are designed for a desktop computer. But honestly, if your budget's under $10 a day, you shouldn't see much of a difference. I tend to just do square image ads. And in terms of, I don't choose the AI optimizations that much. I normally just go, I want this on Facebook newsfeed and Instagram newsfeed. Sometimes I will say I will try the Reels placement or the Stories placement, but normally I'm just like Facebook, Instagram, newsfeed, put me front and center, and that tends to do quite well. Great question. If you have the extra time and effort, or if you want to maximize every penny, then what you would do in Canva is you would create the square version, and then you would create the skinnier version that's designed for a mobile phone. And when you're setting up your ad, you can literally then say, so if I go back over here to setting up the ad, you can upload, right here is placements under media. I could edit here, and I can then determine right here, well, feeds, stories, reels, and apps. So if I wanted, I could change the image when it's on a mobile phone for stories, reels, and apps. I would upload a skinnier image for these placements. It will look better on a mobile phone, but the square images, they work pretty darn well, 80-20 rule on both phone and desktop. So I tend to do just square, and I use it in all placements, primarily newsfeed. Good question there. Celeste, I see a hand up.
Dino, when you say skinnier image, are you saying a 9:16 aspect ratio?
Such a great question. I do it so seldomly that I can't even remember the aspect ratio off the top of my head, but I believe 9:16 is correct. I guess we could look in here and it would tell us.
9:16 would be like reels.
Then that it sounds correct, but that's what you would want to do in Canva is, yeah, you would use a template that's 9:16, and I think they already have some templates, and here's what's important. You would want to make sure the ad, and the few times I have decided to put in the effort to do that, you make sure the ads are the same. This is really important for everybody. If you are going to optimize your ad graphics, if you're going to create a mobile version and a desktop version, if this is my Facebook ad, it needs to also look like this for the mobile version. Where you can mess up your A/B testing is if I'm in here launching a Facebook ad. If I say in the news feed, I want it to be this background. And on mobile, I want it to be a video of me riding a bike doing something completely different. If you give a different experience to your mobile users versus your desktop users, you'll never know what messaging is actually working for you. Maybe it was just the ad where I was riding a bicycle that got attention. It's not that, and we won't know. So this should look like this for you. These are all the same ads. We can see they look the same, but some of them would be skinnier for your mobile placement if you really wanted to optimize for the different placements. Otherwise, if you're like, Dino, this is a bunch of gibberish, I don't know what you're talking about, skinny ads for mobile versus desktop. If that's you, go to Canva, get a square template, make all of your ads square. You will do great. That's what I will say there. Awesome, guys. It's fun having everybody here. I could do this for a long, long, long time, except tomorrow we have our next ad lab training. So what I need to do here is wrap up, eat some lunch, and then I need to prepare that training for folks in the ads lab for tomorrow. But I hope this workshop, first off, thank you all for being here. I hope this was super helpful and that you guys consider running workshops from ads. Again, you don't need a huge budget. You can try it out for 5 days. I think you'll be blown away by how much fun workshops are to run and host and how much easier it is to bring on board clients from a workshop. So do go ahead and try that out. Enjoy the cheat sheet. If you're catching the replay will be beneath the cheat sheet. Since you guys were here live, you will get the replay to this. It will come out to you in about 2 or 3 hours. So keep an eye out for that. We are going to charge others for the replay in about a week's time. So hold on to that replay. That's yours. Hope this was helpful, guys. Hope you have a killer rest of your day. We'll see you hopefully in the ads lab or otherwise on the next workshop that we run.